Good morning. Welcome to Hiram Hikes. I'm Hiram. About 8:30 in the morning. It's Sunday morning. Yesterday rained all day. There's a lot of water around. Got dropped off this morning by Homer Witcher. He's been doing this for 30-something years, shuttling, and I guess he works trail maintenance for, I think he said like a dozen shelters in the area. Works with his wife doing shuttles, and him and his sons and grandkids do trail maintenance. So pleasure riding up with him and having a chat with him. Highly recommend him or his wife for shuttle when you're in this area. They live right there in Daleville, or the Daleville area. Extremely reasonable price wise. Had another hiker come through while I was talking, so I stopped there for a sec. One thing coming up, there's water here, by the way, right at the 621. There's a bridge that's out. They recommend fording, or there's a multiple hike arounds. I'll let you know what I decide to do river crossing wise when I get there. I think I know what I'm gonna do, but we'll see. So there's a stream. You can see not real tough to probably get across there. Can ford this pretty easily. Here's the bridge that's closed. And you look at the base of it, you can see it's in rough shape. According to Homer, they're tearing it down here within the next few days. It won't be here at all. The base is in rough shape, and it's marked closed, and it's got the little red and white sign and all that on it, so don't recommend using it. Just by the way, there are several campsites on this side of the bridge. There it is. Guess it's not going to be here much longer. They've already got plans made in the works to replace it. What can I say? I've walked over shakier bridges. You'll have to figure out what I mean by that. I am now on the northbound end of the bridge. So, confession time. I came down from up there, and I was looking at this, a nice campsite here, and a nice campsite there, and the trail goes down this way. Yeah, except that's not the trail. That's one of the workaround trails that they set up to bypass the bridge. The reality is right here near the campsite, which I was looking at over this way, I needed to turn left and go up the hill that way. So I got about 2/10 down, and the trail continues to be really good, and it's really well marked, but I realized, well, shoot, all I've seen is orange streamers, and I haven't seen a white blaze in a while, so I got my app out and realized, yeah, not only was I off trail, I was going in the wrong direction. It was going to take me back to the other side of the bridge. So I came back, so it was like 4/10 wasted today. Oh well. Good trail though, pretty flat. Of course, if I had chosen to follow the AT, I would have been going uphill the whole time. So that's what I'm going to do. Get back on the AT. There is a white blaze up there. It was all me. Gonna head north. You may have noted in my earlier video, I did switch hats. I'm wearing the kind of the wide brim, more of a boonie hat type thing. My ears have been getting kind of sunburned the last few days, and I don't like using suntan lotion if I can avoid it. If I can get shade instead of suntan lotion, I prefer it. I think it affects, your sweating and all that, and I want to be able to sweat freely. So I went with a boonie hat. It's the same company. It's designed to be cooling, and it's reflective and all that. We'll see how I like it. That's another thing. I'm out for a fairly short, probably 3 days, maybe 4. And gives me a chance to try something different. I also went with a different pair of gaiters. I tried gaiters, and they didn't work very well. I wasn't happy with them, but I got a couple different pairs, so I'm wearing a different set now. I'm wearing a pair of Dirty Girl gaiters that I bought specifically for the hike. I was hiking last time I was out. It was real hot. I was hiking in just shorts. Now I'm back to leggings and shorts, which again I would prefer to avoid dealing with bugs. I did get a bunch of stuff treated with permethrin while I was at the hotel. Didn't get as much YouTube done as I wanted to, because despite their claims to greatness, their Wi-Fi kind of stunk. 10:30, about 2 hours into my hiking day. Trail's been really nice. Steady up, some stairs and whatnot on the corners, but a lot of switchbacks. 2.3 miles in 2 hours, when considering I did a pretty darn good detour when I went down the wrong trail. Went down the the detour trail, if you will, to go around the bridge, even though I didn't go around the bridge. So I'm happy with that. I would have liked to have done it. Would have been, you know, would have been 2.7 or something if not for that. Anyway, I'm headed uphill. I've come up almost 1,000 feet, 9 something, 970 or whatever, and I got almost another 1,000 to go to reach the high point of the day. You can see. I wanted to comment on. I'm still going up one of these side ridge lines, going up to the main ridge line, which is up there. These don't usually get real narrow and steep. Well, sometimes steep, but they don't usually get real narrow. This one's real narrow though. I mean, it drops off real sharp on both sides. It actually has gotten a little bit wider right here than it was, but I wasn't in a spot where I could stop and really do video. Some of it's been pretty rough, rocky and rooty and steep, but getting close to, when you can see the, you know, a few hundred more feet of up. I'll be up on that main ridge line and probably going that way. Headed north. 3 hours into my day. Only 3.1 miles, so not great, but again, I had that little detour where I was going the wrong trail. End of that first part of the climb up, a little bit of flat, and then I got a couple hundred more feet of up going in that direction. That's north. Obviously pretty cruisy. I don't know how long it stays on this big open before it goes off into the woods again. A bench here, which is very nice of them, but honestly, you can't sit very comfortably on it without taking your pack off, and I didn't decide it was worth the effort of taking my pack off and putting it back on. I don't usually do side trails, but I'm certainly going to do this one. It's this way and up the hill. You can see a flag waving on a pole up there. This flag's decorating the path on the way up. I'll video more. The AT goes straight, goes that way. But I'm going to go up the side trail to the monument. More when I get there. This is the overlook by the Audie Murphy Memorial, rapidly vanishing as the trees come into leaf and summer approaches. Here's the memorial itself. The flagpole has been put up with an American flag and a Texas flag. He was from Texas. They've got a couple of solar lights here to light the flags up at night. Interesting walking around the memorial. So Audie Murphy was the most decorated American soldier in World War II. You know, he received direct Medal of Honor and a lot of American recognition. He also received medals from foreign countries as well. There's a lot of coins here. American, you know, money coins, but also a lot of military coins and memorabilia, dog tags and POW armbands, and a lot of people have used this as an opportunity to recognize not only him and people who served with him, but their own, you know, family members or people that they knew that served, and some of whom who didn't come back. There's items here from World War II. There's a, you know, mess kit spoon from someone, a World War II sailor, but there's also memorabilia and things recognizing people from Afghanistan and Iraq. So it's become an opportunity to say thank you and recognize people. So I would encourage hikers to come up here. It's not a long hike, and I think it's worthy to show a little bit of appreciation and respect for the people who served. So the reason this is here, I don't know that I said that, he died in a plane crash near here. He survived the war and was well decorated, and I think he did a little bit of acting after the war. I don't really know the history, but he was survived by his wife and 2 sons, but he died in a plane crash near this location, and they felt it was appropriate to set up a memorial to him. I believe it was appropriate to set up a memorial to him here where he passed. So hopefully if you're going by, you find the time, or you make the time to come up and say thank you to not only him, but to all of those, and obviously many he served with that didn't make it home, that gave us the opportunity to do stuff like hike the Appalachian Trail in a free country. Our free country. This guy's wondering what I'm doing walking on his trail. Well, it was 2 of them. There's one on the other side too. Hopefully you can see them both. You will when they start to run. Oh, there goes one, there goes the other one. Haven't had a lot of great views today. This one's not great, but it's not bad. Best I've had. Got two hikers coming up from behind me, so I gotta move out of the way and let them go by. So, just across the road, parking lot, a couple of hikers there that passed me earlier that were sitting chatting with a local guy and kind of enjoying lunch and whatnot. There's stealth sites on that side and on this side by the water, so not bad. Appalachian Trail, Shelter 1 mile, Dragon's Tooth 4, Route 624 7, and Store 7.1. I gotta make a decision on whether I want to go up as far as Dragon's Tooth or not, because going down the far side of it is supposed to be really tough. Heading north of it, not getting to it, but just going past it. I don't know whether I want to do that at the end of the day on tired legs. I'm going to the shelter here, at least up. It's 0.3 down too though, so I got decisions to make. Headed north. So shelter's down this way. There is water at the shelter, but it's 0.3 down and it's early, so I think I'm going to move on. There's a couple more water sources between here and any place I might stop for the night, so headed north. So I just stopped for water. After the campsite, there's a couple of, after the shelter, there's a couple of really nice campsites back down that way. And there's a Blue Blaze trail from them, I think, to water. But if you just stay on the trail, there's a point where there's kind of a hairpin turn. You can see the south is that way and north is right there, and I'm sitting kind of at that point of the turn. If you just kind of go straight, you can see there's a trail kind of through the brush here. Goes down, and there's a good water source down there. So I just went down and got water. I think it's like at least 6 miles, 6 to 8 miles before there's another water source. So I don't know whether I'm going to go past Dragon's Tooth tonight or not. I've got a couple sets of ledges and a long ridge walk. Getting down past Dragon's Tooth is supposed to be hard. I don't know. I got to decide what I'm going to do. But I now have enough water to clearly get me into tomorrow without a problem. So nice steep uphill from the water. Trail's good though, but as you get to the top, it gets a little rocky. And we're coming up within like a 1/10 here, 2/10, an area called the Ledges. I'm guessing I'll know what that'll be made of. And then there's another 1/2 mile and another set of ledges. I think it's a 1/2 mile, maybe it's more than that, I don't know. There's another set of ledges anyway. So, heading north. Pink lady slippers. They have lots of flowers here we don't have at home, but here's something we have. 700 miles. So I started the day not expecting to get to this today, so I'm pretty happy. Now if I can get to a decent stealth site someplace up here and have a good night, it will have been a real good day. Got more miles than I expected to. So it's almost 6:30. This is the trail. There's the possibility that I should have stopped sooner. We'll see. Heading north. Looks like this goes on for a while. It's pretty steep and a lot of rock up ahead. Heading north. So my plan was to start looking for a tent site around 6:45. I come here just a couple minutes before that, and I think I found where I'm going to settle. That's northbound up through the rocks. I'm like 1.8 from the closest thing that's listed as any kind of a campsite, and a long, hard up and down between here and there. So I think I'm gonna settle here. There's a fire pit over there, and a couple of benches that people have kind of created to sit at. And there's an area right here that's clearly been used for tenting in the past. Got a little bit of rockiness to it, but I think I can make this work. Just came down that hill over there. The AT is right here, right beside me. I'm gonna set up, make this my home for the night.